Okay, kiddos. One of the things I did for my students last year was made instructional videos, and I'm going to try and bring that back for you guys. This video is covering linear predictions, and what we're going to do is use a trend line to make a prediction about our data. So here I've created a generic data set. X-axis is counting by 10, the y-axis is counting by 2, and I've just sort of scattered some points into the graph. And there's a positive trend here. The points are trending upwards, so there's a positive association, and they're trending upwards in what is basically a line, so it's a positive linear association. And what we're going to do is use a trend line to make a prediction about what we might expect to see at 90. When the value of x is 90, we can see there aren't any data points here, but we can use a trend line to make a prediction, which is an educated guess. So all I'm going to do is put my ruler about in the middle of the set of the points. I want maybe the same number of points above my line as below, and I'm just going to sketch in a line here. Now it's not perfect. It seems like there's a little bit of extra space here. Maybe my line should be tilted up a little bit more, but for our purposes right now it's fine. It's just get the general idea. If you can draw a line through these points that generally catches the direction that they're heading, and then we can use that line to make a guess about the value of y when x equals 90. So if I trace up from 90, it looks like it intersects here just about at 20, maybe a little bit above. So I can use this line to make a prediction about a point in the graph that isn't actually there. So according to my trend line, when x is 90, y should be 20. Now we can get more accurate if we use our calculator. So here what I've done is I've taken the points from that graph that I made and put them into a table, and we're going to use the calculator to create a very specific or an exact equation for the trend line. Okay, so we'll press Stat and then option 1 for edit, and since my calculator has data in it already, I'm going to press delete on each item until it's been cleared out completely. And now I'm going to enter the data from my table. List 1 or L1 is going to be my X column, and L2 or list 2 is going to be the Y column. So 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and 70. And these points are approximations from what I had put in the graph. And here for y, it looked like 6, 8, 12, 9, 15, 12 again, 18, and then 15 one more time. So I've entered my x's into list 1, my y's into list 2, and now again we're going to use the statistics menu, but this time we're going over to calc. So stat button, and then calc, and option 4, we're going to run a linear regression. And you can just press down. Be sure list 1 and list 2 are your X list and your Y list, and scroll down to where you're highlighting calculate and press enter, and it's going to produce the equation of the trend line. And you'll note that our trend line is full of decimals, so we're going to round that off to the nearest hundredth. So we've got y equals ax plus b. A is just like our m, it's our slope, and b is the y-intercept. So it looks like the equation of my trend line is going to be about 0.25x plus negative 0.21. So 0.25x minus 0.21, and I'm going to jot that down right here. Now I'm going to go back to the calculator, and I'm going to go to the y equals menu on the upper left hand, and I'm going to enter my equation, my regression equation, 0.25x minus 0.21. And I could put that in the graph if I wanted to, but looking at the graph screen isn't going to be very helpful. I want to look at the table. And we wanted to know about 90. We want to make a prediction about the value of y when x is 90. So we could scroll all the way down to 90, or we can press second window to go to table set, and we'll tell it to start our table right from 90. And now second graph to get back to the table, and there we are. And the prediction at 90 is about 22.29. Our original guess, based on the picture of when x is 90, y is 20, was pretty close. We were in the right ballpark. But if we use the calculator, we can get an exact equation that'll give us an exact answer.